Hi everyone, thank you for your interest in my presentation. I am Yuan-Pen Chen, a master student from National Taiwan Normal University. I am very happy to have this chance to give this presentation. My presentation topic is in the comparison of technical and vocational education in developed and developing countries. This is contents. There have 3 chapters, and chapter 1 is introduction, chapter 2 is literature review. There have 3 parts, and chapter 3 is conclusion. First is abstract, to understand the 3 countries of the technical and vocational education and how to enhance the importance and value of technical and vocational education. And what kind of technical and vocational education system can make people respect? This article uses a lot of tables to compare geographical environment and background, the development of technical and vocational education, and academic system between the 3 countries. The article emphasizes the differences between the 3 countries in each paragraph. This is keywords: American, Taiwanese, Malayan technical and vocational education, industry, academic, cooperation, developed and developing countries. Let's go to chapter 1, introduction. A country's technical and vocational education determines its economic prosperity and decline. This article has come out with how the technical and vocational education affects the developed and developing countries' overall economic development and economy and trade stress. First, the article will analyze the geographical environment and background from the past to the modern, and then discussing how the relevant policies of technical and vocational education is promoting and development of the country. Analyzing the main difference in technical and vocational education in these 3 countries through academic system. Understands the importance of technical and vocational education for these 3 countries, and what kind of technical and vocational education system can make people emphasize it. Let's go to chapter 2, literature review. First, geographical environment and background from America, Taiwan, and Malaysia. Technical and vocational education is deeply influenced by the geographical environment and background. The multicultural derives different economic status, and technical and vocational education is closely linked to the economy. Therefore, the article is compared with the developed and developing countries and shows the difference from population density, cultural background, and economic status. Analyzed according to 11 items in the table 1 below. Comparison of geographical environment, cultural and economic development of America, Taiwan, and Malaysia. Owing to time constraints, I am not going to discuss them one by one. We go to the summary. This table shows America, leading technology country, was constantly profiting from trending military equipment and technology products, when Taiwan and Malaysia export mainly agriculture in the past. Then Taiwan followed the example of American, developing mass and construction, so it made Taiwanese economic and social development grow fast in the early which affect the high density establishment of vocational schools. On the contrary, Malaysia is a developing country, so the vocational education is not universal due to low density establishment of vocational schools. In the technology industry, because of the shortage of technical personnel, there was not much improvement. Therefore, until recently, the Malaysian government has emphasized on technical and vocational education and plans to become an advanced country by 2020. Second is the development of technical and vocational education. Understanding the technical and vocational education has affected the country's economy. So this paragraph will explore the evolution of the technical and vocational education in these three countries. We can understand why America can become the leading country of technology in the early days of America and why the Taiwan economy can grow in such a fast way from this paragraph. And we can see chapter 2, History of the Development of the Technical and Vocational Education in America, Taiwan, and Malaysia. Owing to time constraints, I'm not going to discuss them one by one. Let's go to see a summary. From the table, America has advanced Taiwan's legislation from about 85 years in the law of vocational education. This is why in the early days, America had already become a leading country in technology. In Malaysia, 119 years after America proposed the relevant laws and regulations for vocational education, due to government interference and established an institution of higher learning related to industrial technology. Among them, it can be seen that America was constantly updating and innovating in the laws and policies of technical and vocational education, which let people can learn the skills according to the trend of the times. On the other hand, in Taiwan, in addition to emulating American education at the beginning of the vocational education, in the following years, the vocational education showed a stagnant state. Until recently, the vocational senior high school was renamed as technical high school, and the technical job was re-emphasized. In Malaysia, also turned its education policy to science, technology, and industry area, making vocational education more popular. Third is analysis of academic system of the technical and vocational education. In the country's overall education, technical and vocational education is very important and very special. It connects the country's economy, industry, and policies. In addition to it touches a very broad perspective. If the academic system of technical and vocational education can demonstrate the importance of technical and vocational education, then people can be guided to be a technological and economic country. This paragraph can let readers understand the difference between technical and vocational education in developing and developed countries. Table 3 will compare the academic systems of the three countries. Owing to time constraints, I'm not going to discuss them one by one. And let's see the summary. America emphasized multiple and pre-adult exploration education, giving children multiple choice, choosing their own pathway to further education. Even under the vocational education system, people could study higher education in universities. Malaysia has trained its technical staff through the college. Although it didn't let students receive higher education, it also consolidates the continuum of traditional industries. Each vocational education system will affect the values and students' diversity and professionalism after they group up. Therefore, how to improve the value of vocational education and the sense of identity of the people should be the direction that the state strive to strengthen. Let's go to the final chapter, conclusion. Through this article's analysis of the technical and vocational education in America, Taiwan, and Malaysia, there shows the difference between developing countries and developed countries, and also affect economic growth. In the past, American advantages in economy and technology stemmed from the early attention of the country of vocational education and the continuous innovation of education policies. In the medium term, Taiwan's economic strength followed America's construction and education system and putting forward clearly goals and determinations, which laid the foundations of Taiwan's economic status in Asia. Nowadays, Malaysia, which is a developing country, has also made great reforms in vocational education and has demonstrated a clear intention and construction on the development how to improve the professional skills through vocational education is the most important issue in every country. This is the end of my presentation, and thank you for your time and attention.